Will the jobs return? That is the question we're asking in this morning's Early Line. It's our new Saturday segment where we bring in a panel of experts to talk about the big news of the week. So joining us this morning with some answers, the editor-in-chief of U.S. News and World Report, Mort Zuckerman. Jill Schlesinger is executive vice president of StrategicPoint Investment Advisors and senior editor at Fortune magazine, Lee Gallagher. Good to have you all with us this morning. So the big question, of course, Jill, I'll start with you this week. Will the jobs come back? Will they ever come back?
In certain sectors, I think they're gone for a long time. And just it obviously is sort of common sense to think that we're not going to be building as many homes. The home building industry is going to contract. Many of those jobs are going to take years to recover. In my own industry, in the finance industry, there are so many jobs. There are areas of firms that were shut down, hundreds and thousands of people laid off, and I don't think those businesses are coming back anytime soon.
So when we look at those specific industries, also as publisher of the New York Daily News as well, you know, the newspaper industry, and we've talked about it on this program, having a very difficult time, and the way we get our news in general. When you look at industries that will recover more, where do you see that happening?
First place, I don't like to start off the morning by talking about the difficulties of the newspaper industry.
Give us the positives.
Look, I think, as was referred to before, when you go from 1,800,000 units to 325,000 units in housing, or you go from 17 million cars down to 8.5 million cars, you're going to dramatically reduce that kind of very intense manufacturing production. That will not come back for a while. But when the economy comes back, a lot of those jobs will come back. But who knows when that's going to be? The problem we have is we're in an unprecedented kind of economic decline, and therefore everything is unpredictable.
And as you mentioned, unprecedented, the numbers we're looking at, 8.1% unemployment. Lee, are we ever actually going to get back to a time when unemployment could be, say, 4.3, 4.4%, or is this going to be a new norm?
It's going to take a really long time. What's different about this downturn compared with others is that the job losses happen very early on in the downturn. Job losses are typically a lagging indicator. They happen at the end. So even if the recession ended tomorrow, the job losses would still continue and continue and continue. So that's not happening, as we know. So we're looking at prolonged. I mean, people are talking about 10% by the end of the year. So we will work our way back.
Right.
It's going to be quite a bit.
But will it ever come back to those low levels in the fours, or could it be more that 5 and 6% could be the new norm for unemployment, something we have to get used to?
It's possible. It's possible.
Under the heading of nobody knows.
Yes.
We just don't know when the economy is going to come back, how strongly it's going to come back. Will it develop employment in different areas than the ones that were, in a sense, rendered obsolete? Nobody really knows.
What are some of the lessons, though, even though we don't know those things? We have learned some lessons from the contracting that we've seen in a number of different sectors and industries. So even just looking financially at the way things have shaken out financially more, what are some of the lessons we've learned there that will change the way jobs are made there going forward?
Well, one of the lessons that we will learn and have learned is that you can't pile on $30 of debt for every dollar of equity, which is what happened in the financial industry, and that's what caused the collapse, in a sense, of credit, and that's what has done such a huge amount of damage to the economy. So I think we're going to have a regulatory system that will apply to what is called the shadow banking system, that part of the financial world which was not regulated, that then exploded on us and caused all of this downturn. So that's a part of the things, that's one thing we will learn, we have learned.
And for people out there who are looking for jobs, either people right out of college or looking to get back into the workforce who've been laid off, Jill, where are some of the sectors, though, that they could see some growth? Because a lot of people are going to have to change jobs because their jobs won't be coming back as well.
I think that the great place to start is you follow the money. So look at the stimulus plan and look at the areas of the economy where that money is going to be directed. So it may be healthcare, it may be education. Maybe you're going to go get a job at the federal government, because I think you're going to be doing some hiring very shortly. And in that sense, I'm sort of pleased. I'm thinking, well, you know what? Maybe we're going to have a generation of kids who are smart, who come out of college and they are scientists and they are doctors and they don't go to Wall Street. And that we have a little bit more dispersion around industries that are at least feeling like a little bit more rational.
And hey, if nothing else, maybe it's a generation that won't be living off credit cards, right? So
Absolutely.
That could be a positive, too. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Lee, we're going to have to cut it there, unfortunately. But Lee Gallagher, Jill Schlesinger, Mort Zuckerman, always a pleasure to have you all with us. Thank you.
Thank you.